Right, I'm going to cook a real nice, quick, easy, kind of like an oriental noodle soup, stroke stir fry type thing. Not quite sure, I'll just make it up as I go along. But all this you can get ready at home, so you can have all your veg and everything all pre-cut in one of these Loxil bags. The chicken I've got marinated, is all diced up, and that's with, I've just marinated that with a bit of garlic, a little bit of ginger, a little bit of soy sauce, and a little bit of sesame seed oil. So what we're going to do, we're going to get this pan nice and hot. So you can use any oil, but I've got ground nut oil. I'm going to get this nice and hot. Good old dash of oil. I'm probably going to make enough here for 2 portions because I'll have it for me breakfast, I reckon. No reason why not, I'm on holiday. So we're going to get that nice and hot, right? Make sure the whole pan is just completely covered. Alright, and then so we'll get the chicken. This has actually been in the freezer because I made a stir fry last week, so I had a load of chicken left over. I've got a fridge freezer in my van, which is really bloody handy. So we're just going to put that in there. We'll get rid of that. I'm just going to stir fry that for a couple of minutes. I'm using thigh here. Thigh's the best meat to use for doing dishes like this. Turn it up. Get that nice and hot. Yeah, I've got probably plenty here for 2, so half this if you're one person on your own fishing on the bank. Like I said, you can have all your veg and everything all cut up in Ziploc bags. I cheat as well whilst I'm away. Obviously I'm using things like garlic puree, I've got a little bit of ginger, and I've also got a little bit of lemongrass as well. Obviously normally I'd use fresh, but being away I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be cooking, when I'm going to be cooking, so more than anything that's just convenience. So we're going to stir fry this for 2 to 3 minutes until the chicken's almost just cooked. Right, so the chicken's almost cooked, so what we do next, onion. You can use red or white onion, doesn't really matter. Slice it nice and thin, and we're just going to stir fry that for another minute or so, just to soften the onions slightly. We don't want them raw in this dish. Onions are starting to soften now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a good squirt of garlic. All my garlic, because that's all I've got left. Got all that in there. So plenty of garlic. Little squeeze of ginger. And a little bit of lemongrass as well. This is not Thai, it's not Chinese, it's just a bit of making it up as I go along. Right, so we've got a little bit of flavour in there now. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the mushrooms and the broccoli and the peppers. So we're just going to add the rest of the veg. Right, and then we're just going to stir fry that again now for another couple of minutes. I'm going to also add some, I want a little bit of a kick to it as well. A little bit of, I'm using chili flakes, but again I would use fresh chilies normally. So it's going to stir fry that again for about another minute or 2. We want the mushrooms softened. The broccoli can have a little bit of a crunch to it, and so can the peppers, but we want the mushrooms kind of like softened really. Okay, so the mushrooms are softening up nicely now. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to add a good dash of water. A little bit of water now, bring that to the boil. And also in there as well, I'm just going to add chicken stock. I like to use this, you can use the Knorr or the, this one is an OXO one. This is just one of those chicken, kind of like a stock reduction rather than the actual stock cube, but you can use a stock cube, it doesn't really matter. I prefer this. This has got more of a chicken flavour rather than a salty flavour. So I'm just going to stir that in. Also as well, I got a bit of sweet corn left over from yesterday's dinner, so a little bit of that. Right, and we'll add the other flavourings to it now as well. So I'm going to put a little bit of sesame seed oil in there. You can have all these flavours again, you can have all these combined before you come away. You can have them in a little bit of just a small little pot. I'm going to put a little bit of light soy sauce in. That's for the flavour. And a little bit of I thought I had some dark sauce somewhere. I haven't got any dark soy sauce. Yes, I have. Here we are. A little bit of dark soy sauce as well. And this will give it a bit of saltiness and a little bit of colour as well, so it's a little bit darker. Just a little dribble of that. What else can we put in there? We'll put a little bit of Chinese rice wine, just a touch, not a lot. And also as well, what else? That's it. That's all I'm going to put on there. I'm going to put a little bit of oyster sauce. Oyster sauce and things like this are amazing. So probably about a tablespoon and a half of that. Right. So we'll give that a good mix around now. Good sprinkling of black pepper. I can't even say it. Like so. Now I would put a little bit of fresh lime juice in it as well. But I bought this yesterday. It was on this. This is obviously in France, so you don't get this in England. It was on the squash aisle, and I had a glass last night, and all it is lemon juice. So because I haven't got any limes, I want a little bit of acidity in there. I'm just going to put a little bit of lemon juice, just like that. Right, now that's coming up to the boil now. Just taste that. Oh yeah, that's good. That is some serious bang cooking. Right, so get that can up as high as where it's going to go. Bring that up to the boil. This is all easy stuff that you can do on the bank. Like I said, you can combine all your sauces together. You can have all your veg cut, all in poly wrap bags, you know, the Ziploc bags. You can put whatever you want in it. It doesn't matter, you know, any veg really. Broccoli's always good in oriental dishes like this. A bit of sweet corn. But you can use anything you want. Right, so I've got some here. I've got some rice noodles. Now the good thing is about these, they're so thin, they just need like a couple of minutes. So you're not there cooking pasta or rice or anything like that, which is going to use up all your gas really quickly. We're just going to get that in there, break it down a little bit. Just keep it moving so it breaks the noodles up. And it's already starting to fall apart. As I say, it's almost like a cross between a soup and a noodle dish, really. Okay, so it's been cooking down for 3 or 4 minutes now. And you want to make sure that you keep the noodle. It's best to use a pair of tongs because it's easy to lift things up and stir things around. So there's about 3 or 4 minutes, and just keep stirring it, keep moving it, and that helps break the noodles down a little bit and get everything well combined. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit more water just to let it down a little bit. Just another little splash. Right, look at that. Whoa. Yeah, baby. So it's a nice healthy meal on the bank, really, and it's nice and easy as well. That's final taste. Fucking gorgeous, that is. Fucking gorgeous. Gorgeous like butter, that is. Right, so that's done. So it's going to turn that off. Get rid of the stove. And I would normally just eat it straight out of the wok, to be quite honest with you. But if you don't have to use a wok, you can use a large frying pan. Like I said, I'm not going to eat all this tonight. I'm going to have some tomorrow. Good old healthy portion. There we go. So we've got soup, stroke, stir fry, noodles, vegetables, chicken, lemongrass, ginger, garlic, chilli, bit of soy sauce, bit of oyster sauce, little bit of shang swang, that one there, and a little bit of squash, lemon juice, and that is my dinner.